Alright, so now we're recording. Seven seconds. Alright. Yeah, I'm like 3 deep now, so that's good. Just kidding. That was a while ago. Alright, we good?
I'm good.
Alright, Soccerheads. Welcome to our third ever podcast and first ever visually recorded podcast. We're here in the Soccerheads headquarters studio, aka my bedroom. But we got a nasty setup with USA scarf. And I don't think you can see the Champions League ball, but that's actually a Champions League final ball. No, I'm kidding.
Authentic.
Authentic. But yeah. So this is a podcast where we're going to talk about this week's Champions League games. They were a doozy. Champions League games always are. So I guess we'll hop right into them.
Game 1. Chelsea versus Bayern.
I was so close with my prediction.
You are not even close to being close.
First half, they looked like Chelsea had it together. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with it in the sense that they hadn't fallen apart yet.
Because
But you could tell that was coming up.
Bayern was having the majority of the chances. Like, Chelsea got a couple chances. I think their best one of the game was that Marcos Alonso shot that was pretty much right at Neuer.
He had a save.
Yeah, it was a good save for sure. But Mueller, he was moving around everywhere. Lewandowski was having a couple shots.
Mueller crossbar on that spinning header.
That was sick. That's a Mueller goal right there.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't
typical
score.
second man run into the box.
It was so cool seeing the rain come off, or the water come off the crossbar once it hit. It was like, damn. I was kind of surprised. Lampard does not like Kepa.
Well, I mean, there's some good reason. He hasn't been playing too well. He's known to be a manager killer, as we've seen.
Yep, Sarri. Didn't come out of that match when Sarri wanted him subbed off.
Doesn't want to risk having be embarrassed like Sarri was.
Yep.
Although I don't think Lampard would take it like Sarri did.
Yeah, exactly. He would probably be benched for the next 12 games.
Yeah, but I would say that game kind of went exactly how I expected it to go.
I was thinking a draw, but I also thought Conte would at least be in it, but he got injured over the weekend.
Yeah, not having Conte is a huge loss for Chelsea.
He's just their best player for sure.
But Serge Gnabry in London, you can't beat him. Just that tweet he likes to send out saying London is red is unmatched.
He's the London killer for sure. Imagine it wouldn't even be possible if Arsenal still had him, because they would just win every game. That's not what Arsenal do. That's what Liverpool does. Maybe. Well, Arsenal did. Technically, they didn't lose a game in their invincible seasons. So
yeah, but even then, they barely won that season.
Yeah,
so many ties.
Yeah. But I think we'd have to say that it was very disappointing without Pulisic in there.
I think Pulisic would have made a difference. Their record with him versus without him, it's always better with him.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, that crazy stat where he was the best player in the Premier League, whereas 1,000 stats compiled together just to make one.
Because he did just come on as a sub and then just score a goal and a hat trick.
So those stats are a little skewed, but going back to Bayern, they absolutely nailed their performance. Their second half, they made their adjustments.
So tactically, they lined up with their best team they could have. Everyone was playing in the right position. Alphonso Davies he's the new left back of the future now, I guess.
I mean, is he the best left back in the world?
Not yet.
Not yet.
He needs to have a little bit more playing time there, but
maybe on form right now he could.
Yeah, I mean, just that run he made for that assist to Lewandowski was just the perfect play. But
I've heard rumors, or not rumors, but just people saying he's the new Bale, kind of. Bale's more of a right back, I think, when he started, and then moved to right wing. Obviously, where he is now, but
I think he's the new I would almost say David Alaba, but he's faster than Alaba.
He's faster,
No,
better.
It's like, but Bale went from like being a left back to moving into a winger. Like Davies was a winger, and now he's turning into a left back.
True.
Which I guess helps him because like in the final third, he's not like, oh, what do I do? He's like, oh.
He was so composed with that Lewandowski cross.
That was the perfect like placement. Like Lewandowski had to do nothing.
So, just talking about some more individual players for Chelsea, Marcos Alonso, I thought he was maybe the best player on the field for Chelsea until he got that red card, which, like, I think we probably did that like 12 times each in high school where you just come across and you just kind of get them right in the face. But with VAR, you can't be doing anything. They don't give you an inch. So
kind of coincidence how that the one, like, there was 2 games Chelsea played where they didn't go to VAR booth where players probably should have gotten red cards, but then this game they do and Chelsea gets a red card.
So I guess karma is real, and that wasn't the worst challenge, but I can definitely see where they were coming from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a red card, but you don't like to see that.
Yeah, and then I think Mason Mount, he showed his inexperience, his kind of young age. Giroud, he didn't play bad, but people weren't used to playing with him because he hasn't started other than last weekend since November.
Yeah, and he didn't have the greatest supporting cast for his strengths in that game.
Exactly, they just didn't know how to kind of play off him. Like if he had a Hazard or just anyone that could run off the ball and make those runs to the channel. Like Mason Mount, he didn't make that good of runs at all. And then I remember he was pretty much in on net. He wasn't too close to the net, but he was like the furthest guy back, and Davies just like that caught right up to him. So
like Chelsea did have a few chances to take. They just they weren't as good chances as Bayern had, and they didn't take them. But like they could have scored a goal or two. It wasn't like they were completely shut out.
And as for Laqueta, Rudiger, and Christensen, they weren't really that good at all. Like they just pretty much played very mediocre like. They didn't look like they knew exactly kind of how to play off each other in a back three sense. So you need that 100%. Especially if you have a back three, that should be a fortress.
Yeah, like the back three with the 2 dropping back for the 5 across. Like they should be able to lock it down.
Yeah. But I think other than that, there's no chance Chelsea come back. Unless Pulisic and Conte play.
Lewandowski is out injured for the next 4 weeks with a fractured tibia.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yes, that has just happened or was announced the other day or today.
Did he get subbed off in that game?
I think he might have towards the end.
We scored in the 76th minute, but he played wonderfully that game. I mean, didn't have a crazy performance.
I think even with him out, they're still going to move through. They can play like Mueller up front and like some Coutinho in where Mueller was playing.
Yeah.
Like
they have depth.
They have the depth and like so Lewandowski, and he'll be fine. This is the game to miss. You got a 3-goal lead. So he'll be back for the next round. Hopefully that'll be under 4. He might miss one of the first games in the next round, but
we'll see in the tight Bundesliga race.
Yeah, no, those are where they're going to be missing him in the next few Bundesliga games.
Yeah, Leipzig clipping at their heels.
But overall, think Bayern's definitely going through next game.
Chelsea are built for the future for sure.
Like at home, like they're just it's gonna be like a 2-0 win.
Yeah. And then moving on to Napoli versus Barcelona, the other game on Tuesday. That game ended 1-1. Napoli was home. So Barcelona got that away goal. That's the crucial away goal. And that was after Mertens scored in the first half. Griezmann came back in the second half with a nice finish. It wasn't a tap-in, but it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah, just made his run, was found by Semedo, finished it. Wasn't too crazy. It wasn't as crazy a game as I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Like Mertens just kind of got his goal off of a defensive error from Juan Firpo, and then
that's what happens when you play Juan Firpo.
His finish was really good, but
like I feel like everyone held their breath once he just took that touch. Everyone was like, "I've done this a million times on FIFA, playing with Belgium or Napoli, just holding,
curl it in,
just top bends, curl it in, and that celebration he had, like sticking his tongue out, that was sick."
Yeah, that was a good sally. He might not get a chance to do it again.
Yeah, him and Insigne, they make definitely a good combo. Chucky Lozano, He wasn't in there. I'm guessing he's hurt. He wasn't